everybody.
Hello.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Kevin.
And we're Kevin's Creations. Welcome to the premieres. We are out Christmas tree shopping. So yay, it is cold. It's going to snow. So hopefully we will have some snow footage for you later. But this year we're doing some baking and
Scroll saw work.
Yep, and then we're going to do some craft ornaments. So sit back, enjoy, and yeah, welcome in. Hey everyone, welcome into the kitchen. I am going to be making a dessert today. I have made it several times, always good around the holidays, fabulous for Thanksgiving. It is called praline pumpkin dessert. Nobody knows what pralines are anymore, so I just call it pumpkin dessert. This is something we make normally for Thanksgiving. This is yummy, so you can make it any time of year. So if you're looking for an alternative to pumpkin pies, you can try this one. I actually have a couple family members who are not fans of pumpkin pie, but they absolutely love this dessert. So first, I'm just going to review the ingredients really quick. First, we need our pumpkin. You want to make sure that you have pure pumpkin. You do not want pumpkin pie filling. Next up, we have our evaporated milk, 1 can. Next up, we have 3 eggs, which are going to remain in this dish because I am graceful and will break them. You have sugar, and you have white cake mix, just plain white cake mix. And of course, you have your pumpkin pie spice. And the original recipe calls for topping with pecans. So you can do chopped pecans. Obviously, you can get whole pecans and chop them yourself if you like. So I will be putting some of those on. We do have some food sensitivities though that I need to keep in mind. So alternatively, I am using almonds and toffee bits. They are just an alternative to the pecans because almonds are okay and pecans are not. So that is what we have for our ingredients. I did forget one ingredient, and that's butter. You need 3/4 cup, which is a stick and a half. You'll need a spatula. You will need a hand mixer, which I'm not going to bring into frame. A mixing bowl. You will need something to grease the dish with. I am using Crisco. And then of course you need your measuring spoons and your measuring cups. I'm going to get everything set up here and we will get started. My dish has been greased, so I'm just going to set that at the back for right now. And we're going to bring our bowl here. All right, so first up, we're going to do the eggs. And we need 3 of those. And I am no good at cracking eggs. I envy those people who can do like that one crack, all done thing, and everything just breaks apart so nice. All right, so we're just gonna mix them up a little bit. Not too terribly concerned about it because it's all gonna get mixed together. So next we're gonna add in our pumpkin. I might save just a little bit for the cats, we'll see. And I love this spatula. This is a spatula I only use when I am baking stuff. I don't use it in regular cooking. Do you guys have utensils that are just for baking or just for cooking? Then we're going to add our evaporated milk. Definitely do shake the cans well, like they suggest. All right. Next is our sugar. I'm not doing that exact, but that's okay. So give this just a little bit of a stir. Okay. All right. Next is going to be our pumpkin pie spice. We need 4 teaspoons. One. This is another one of those items that's just for baking. Kevin got these out. He made these for me. He got them out one night to fix dinner, and I was like, no, it's not for cooking. It's just for baking. I don't know. It's special. All right, so there are our 4 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. So at this point, we have everything that we need to mix together. So I am going to mix it just a little bit. Try and fold in some of that spice because you know it's going to go everywhere. Scrape around the sides. So you're just going to mix on a low setting just until everything is combined. I will stop part the way through and take that spatula and go around the edge again. Okay, now that it's all mixed up, we're just going to take this and we're just going to pour it in the baking dish. Like I said, really simple to mix up, not many ingredients, not a whole lot of measuring. It's kind of foolproof. The tricky part is going to come in the baking, but we'll get to that. All right, so next up is the cake mix. So you're actually going to pour this. Now this is very liquid, but you're going to pour the cake mix directly on top of the pumpkin. It will sink down a little bit, but for the most part it actually will stay on top. So what I do is I cut the bag, oops, at an angle so I have kind of a little spout, and I just kind of shake it as I go along. You do want to make sure you get all of the edges. You'll get the center too, but definitely hit the edges. And if it comes out in, you know, little clumps here and there along the way, it's okay. You will have more than enough to cover the pumpkin. Just like that. Okay, so there's that. So now it is all covered. If you would like, you can just kind of go in and even it out in a couple places. Again, not super necessary. So now while we are putting the nuts on, it's going to be time to melt the butter. I just melted the butter, and we're just going to set that aside for right now. All right, so I do have chopped pecans, so I'm going to put that on part of this because we are going to share this with some other folks who do enjoy pecans. Pecans. I really don't want to start that controversy, but I'm going to open that Pandora's box. How do you say it? Pecans. I say pecans, obviously. That's just how I grew up saying it. All right. So we have our pecans there. And and I'm surrounded by cats because they think that the sound that this bag makes means it's kitty treats. I'm very sorry, guys. It's not happening today. Not right now. All right, so I'm actually going to do things a little bit different than I normally do. I'm going to leave a little bit of this dessert without a topping. I have never done that before, so we'll either succeed or we'll crash and burn. We'll see how it happens. Hi, sweetheart. I'm sorry. It's not kitty treats. When I'm done, I will give you some, okay? All right. And then on top of the almonds, these are Heath bits of brickle. Now, you have to be careful because I believe these do have nuts in them. So if there is a nut allergy, we don't have an allergy, we just have a sensitivity. So just be aware of that if you get the bits of brickle. I like to sprinkle those across just to give it a little bit of a crunch. All right, and then we are going to leave this section here naked. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take your butter. Looks like the last couple chunks melted. Look out. Okay. And then this just gets poured all over the top. Miss Storm. All right, you can play with that. That's fine. She found something to occupy herself while she waits for kitty treats. And we don't have smell-o-vision, so you can't smell it. But let me tell you, this smells really, really yummy. All right, so that's it. We're just going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees. It says to bake for 50 or 60 minutes until a toothpick in the center comes out clean. So we're just going to pop this in the oven, and I'll see you on the flip side with the finished dish. All right. Oh, there we go. There it is. So I mentioned that the tricky part was baking it. And with this, you just have to watch it as it gets closer to the end of the baking cycle. Because at like 45 minutes, it can still look like it's not done. And then all of a sudden at 50 minutes, it can look super crispy. So what I did this time around was I just set it for 50 minutes. I let it go. And I went back and checked on it. And it was about 2 seconds before the timer went off, and I thought, you know what, this looks perfect. So you just want it a little bit golden brown. You can see, actually, let's bring you down here. You can see the little bits are pretty melted. We have the pecans down, they sink down in, and this part that didn't have any kind of topping other than the butter actually looks really, really good. So I think we are good there. I did just take this out of the oven, so I don't know that I want to dig into it just yet. I want to let it just sit there for a little bit. But I will try and remember to put a finished picture here in the video. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you made it along with me, like I said, pretty easy, and it's just really, really yummy, and it's a great alternative, you know, to pumpkin pie. And feel free to get creative with it. Thanks for joining us. Bye, guys.
Hey, it's my section. I'm going to be cutting out a sunbeamer, and what I've done so far is I sketched out the angel that you see here on the computer, and then I printed it out. Then after the printout, I used some masking tape and put that on the wood so that the glue didn't have to attach directly to the wood. And then I glued the angel to the wood, and drilled the holes that you see in here. My blade's going to go through each of those holes, and I'm going to cut them out. Once this is cut out, my wife will come along and fill this in with resin. And this is the angel all finished and cut out. So the next steps are going to be to remove the masking tape, which is still on there. Let's see, get a little. So we'll remove the masking tape. I'll sand it to clean up the edges, and then my wife will put some resin in there.
Okay, and for this last part, we are going to do some homemade ornaments. Just super quick, super cute, great craft to do with the kids, easy. I've done some things here that will help make cleanup a lot easier. So we have our paper plates, and we have the foil to go over the plates to keep the plates clean, and you'll see why in a little bit. For the workstations, I have put down, this is the Glad Press and Seal. Obviously, you could just cover your whole table with like craft paper or a plastic tablecloth, whatever you want, but just make sure that your table is protected. We have our basic supplies, so we have our ornaments, and we're going to be doing butterflies and flowers today. And then we have just your basic acrylic craft paint, nothing fancy, super simple, dries really quick, non-toxic of course, which is always important. And then we have some other optional add-ins. So I do have some mica that you can mix in with the paint. We'll talk about that. We've got glitter. We have some faux snow that I might add on. Not 100% sure that we're going to be using all this stuff, but yeah, and we have some holiday glitter too. All right, so, okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a piece of foil and we're gonna cover the plate. Doesn't have to be super secure, but just enough to give you like a little palette to work with. Actually, I'm gonna leave. Okay. So this is kind of a messy pour. So we're gonna take our colors. I'm doing some neon. What are you doing?
I'm doing red and green.
What? Like it's Christmas? Okay, I need things to be in order. Okay.
I don't.
All right, so you're just gonna shake your paints. Probably should have done that before we started, but you know. Okay, so I'm gonna do my butterfly. What shape are you using?
I'm gonna start with the flower.
Flower, cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do for this one is you just take your paint, put it on the foil, and I'm just gonna draw a line with the paint.
Now, I'm gonna follow her lead because this is my first time doing this. So I'm going to go for a neon rainbow effect, maybe. Oops. So we're off to a great start. There we go. Just a little bit of dried up paint. And it probably went on the table where there was no. Right at the edge.
Oh, it is not me if it's not a mess, that's for sure. Okay, and you can do whatever shapes you want. So you could do like a bunch of circles. I'm doing a bunch of lines, and you'll see why here very shortly. So there's our yellow. We're not going to worry if they're perfect. And it shall all make sense here soon. So there's green and blue. No. It's real life. There we go. You're gonna wanna, Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know what you're planning on doing.
What was your suggestion?
If you want the whole thing covered, then you do want the colors to touch.
Well.
So you can go and fill in.
This is what I was planning on.
Oh, look at that. Always the man with the plan. Except for when you don't know what you're doing. That's okay.
Well, this would be part of it.
That's going to be awesome. Hi, Charlie. All right. And I don't know what happened to my purple paint, so I'm just improvising here.
These purples?
No, I had a neon purple.
Oh.
And it wasn't with the rest of my neon colors, so I don't know. All right. Okay. And if you want to, you can just use the brush to kind of fill in the gaps. And this will get very messy here in a few seconds. So if you want to make it a little less hectic for cleanup, you can absolutely, you know, wear gloves. I was just decided I was going to make a mess today, so here we are.
I don't have a day without that.
What? You make a mess? It's okay, your messes are worth it. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit more purple in here just to top off that row. And then some, apparently. Oh, yours looks cool. Good job.
Thanks.
All right, now I'm just going to kind of put these all together so there's no space in between. Doesn't have to be exact because of our next step. So then I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to run lines up and down so all the colors kind of come together. So just a pretty swirl pattern like this. You know, kind of like the fancy coffee shops do with your lattes. Actually, I don't know anything about that. All my coffee shops give it to me in a to-go cup. So I'm just going to fill in any blank spots. Yours is going to be wild.
I found a clot.
That's all good. It's not on your thing.
Also hoping that there's more red hidden under there.
Well,
I think there is.
And I didn't check to see if mine was big enough, but that's okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your ornament and whichever way you want to... Okay, Mr. Smarty. And you're just going to plop it down in the paint.
Plop.
And just kind of press down a little bit. Make sure that all of the corners or edges get covered. And now comes the fun, tricky, messy part.
Who's the one that decided we shouldn't have paper towels ready over here?
Sorry. Never even crossed my mind, but you know, that's okay. Sometimes you're the brain and the brawn, okay? Let's be honest. All right. And then you're just gonna pick it up. I don't recommend like the whole thing all at once, but just like maybe top to bottom or side to side. And look it. Okay, and so that's why I didn't want any spaces. Oh my, yeah, put that up closer. And tilt it just a little bit that way. There you go. Our daylight is kind of fading here. That is awesome. So if you do have a blank spot, okay.
Almost lost it.
You can set it right on the drying cup. So those are just little cups turned upside down and they just sit there. So see, I had a blank spot there. So if you do, you can just take your toothpick and just kind of fill in the gaps there. Let's take it from, so obviously not super perfect. It's okay.
What you can't see is the paintbrush about ready to fall on my lap that's full of green paint.
So that's what you end up with. And you do want to make sure that the hole where you're going to put that string, you just want to make sure that's open. So it is up to you once it's dry, if you want to do anything around the side. These were super thin, so you can see they're already kind of coated on the side. So completely up to you if you want to do something with that. Now the other thing is, while the paint is wet, if you want to add anything like the glitter, this would be an excellent time to do that because the paint is wet. So I can't believe I'm doing this because glitter is the bane of my existence, but I'm doing it. So over top of my butterfly, I'm just going to put just a little bit of glitter in here. And I'm just gonna, and it's silver. And I'm just gonna kind of tap that on. There we go. And then it'll dry. You could, if you wanted to, put the glitter in. Oh, we need more on this antenna. She needs to be super sparkly.
Gotta say, this is working out much better than I had thought.
With the glitter.
Yep.
What? Did you think I would make a huge mess? Oh wait, we need a little more there. And then I gotta put the cup down, Erica. Put the cup down. It's okay. This is not good. Oh, cool. Close enough. All right. Did you want to? I do have green glitter. I know it was right in front, and I forgot to point it out.
And I just overlooked it.
So you could, in theory, if you wanted to mix the glitter in with the paint, but there's no guarantee that you would be able to pick it up. As you can see, I still have quite the layer of paint here. I could absolutely do, you know, another ornament if I wanted to. I'm going to do something a little bit different with this one. But you know, you absolutely could mix the glitter in. It just probably wouldn't stick out very well. So putting it on after the fact is probably the better option. And while he is finishing up, I'm going to go ahead and change my foil. So you can see, so like I said, you could do additional ornaments if you wanted to. Good call on the paper towels, babe. Another option you have is something like this. This is actually acrylic paint, but it has glitter in it. So that is something that you could do. You have, it's just metallic. So you could put a layer of this on top once the regular paint is dry. So we're just going to let that dry there. I'm going to get rid of this. Easy peasy in the trash. And I realize now I probably okay. So on the next one, now this one has thank you. On mine, it has some imperfections in the wood. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to do a base coat of white It should dry relatively quickly. Just to cover that up.
Mine just has imperfections on the painter.
You silly man. All right. Yep, we're doing it this way because life just needs a little bit of finger painting. And you know what? That was probably a dumb idea. It doesn't matter what the back looks like for right now. Once the fronts are dry, we will go back and paint the back of them. And you can do really whatever you want for that. You could do just a solid color, like he could do the red or green. He could do a white. For my butterfly, I will probably do white. Or you can just leave it natural wood. It doesn't, you don't have to paint it.
You're not going to try to match the pattern exactly?
No. I have patience for some things, and sometimes matchy-matchy is not one of them. Like, it just has to be close enough, okay? All right. So now that I have completely... All right. So now, while mine is drying, what are you going to do?
Now,
for yours? You have a different technique here.
I'm going to take a toothpick and trace around the butterfly. It would have been a whole lot easier to trace around the flower, but this is more of a challenge. I'm going to try not to break off the antenna.
I imagine you don't have to press too terribly hard. Right?
Nope. Just so you can see where you have the paint, where you have to paint.
So basically that's giving you the exact area you have to work in.
Yes.
Gotcha. And we're just gonna, bring over some other paper towels because Grace over here is gonna make a horrendous mess this time.
And now, butterfly.
Oh, look at that. All right, so let's make sure that, so you just took the toothpick and outlined the butterfly. So now you can see exactly the area you have to work with. Whereas the one that we just did was just kind of a blob, and you just kind of set it down. Now you can actually be a little more exact with your painting.
Same concept, different approach.
Yup. I don't even know what I'm doing for this yet. I know I'm gonna have a big old fingerprint in this wet paint. Because well, that's what I get for wanting to do everything in one take, right?
I'm gonna get a head start.
Go for it. I'm gonna see if I can handle the basics of tracing here. Okay. And just a note, as far as plates go, I mean, obviously we didn't have to cover the plates with foil. I did that though because when you put paint on a paper plate, it can sometimes start drying really fast and or get absorbed into the plate, and I didn't want that to happen. So this was the alternative, was putting pieces of foil down. You could also, if you wanted to, do styrofoam plates, because those aren't going to absorb anything else. Like I guess you could use parchment paper. I don't know that that stands the test of time with something super wet. Wax paper definitely doesn't stand the test of time. So I would go either styrofoam plate or paper plate with a foil cover. And again, doing that foil now allows us to outline. Oh, look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants over here.
I have ideas. Don't know if it's going to work out as well as I think it's going to work out.
You always have ideas. A little bit scary sometimes, but that's okay. I don't know. I guess, because I was thinking about doing polka dots too. I need the red and green though, when you have a chance.
Sure. As soon as I get done screwing up my drops here.
Nonsense. Actually, I am going to do some gold too, I think.
You got the green for now.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of, oh, you know what would be cool? I'll do it afterwards. I'm just gonna kind of do little blobbies of paint, I think, here.
Hey.
Now you have a big medicine pill in the middle.
Yep.
It's all good. We're here for the laughs and the fun, not the perfection. Okay. This gold is going everywhere except in the middle where I want it. Whatever. All right, so now I'm gonna put some, oh, okay, well that runs a little faster. And you know what? Oh, I forgot. Oh, well. I was thinking about mixing some mica in with my things, but I didn't quite get there. That's okay. That would have been a good thing to do, you know, while my white was drying.
This green does not play fair. Drips when you don't want it to drip.
You were going like hog wild, sir.
There's a theory.
Oh?
It's going to take some toothpick work, though.
So how many times over the years have I heard the words, in theory?
How many times have you been to the shop?
Yeah.
Because pretty much every time you go down. Ha.
Yeah, that's how a lot of projects start. I wonder if I can do this. In theory, I can do this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my little flower here because yours is far more interesting. So I'm gonna do mine and get it, uh-oh. How did I mess this up? There we go. And get it out of the way. Well, I guess I'm painting the back of this red now that there's a huge spot. That's all right. Come on. Let's see what chaos we have wrought. Oh. It's all good. Not exactly what I pictured. I think I would like either more white or have it completely covered. But you know what? That's okay because now we can take it and we can like maybe go in like this.
All right. This time we'll move this.
I should have stuck the drawing pretty pictures on it. But that's okay. What you got? Okay.
Drop it down there and move it to this side and move it to that side and move it to this side
And learn lessons from your wife because she messed it up. I'm just gonna try and keep correcting my boo-boos here.
I'm going to attempt to lift this a little bit more efficiently than the last one.
Wow. Yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Oh, here, let me, oh, not maybe. You got to open the little hole there. Yeah, let me not get my Christmas green and your pretty green.
It's not the peanut butter and chocolate.
That's awesome, honey. Thanks. Did you see my Christmas blob?
I didn't even think about it until I looked at it that way, almost you could make that into a gingerbread man kind of.
I thought about that. I did kind of see that. Let me put some blobs here. Where's the red? Let's put a red blob here. And now we'll just kind of oh my gosh. I'm feeling miserably. There also might be a cat hair stuck in there. Not 100% sure. Almost looks like a camo Christmas, really. So, I mean, obviously, not super what I wanted, but
I'm gonna put that over there.
now I'm gonna try one more thing here. Oh, can you take that cap off, please? You know what? Can you put that cap back on, please? It's just not gonna end well. It's not a squeeze bottle. So honestly, what I could do is I could just, you know, that little section here, I could cover that up with glitter. Oh, let's put, you know what? Let's do this. Let's put some, could you twist that the rest of the way off, please? Thanks.
Yep.
You know what? Let's put some faux snow over it.
There's a splinter in my paint.
Oh my gosh, a splinter. Where did that come from?
Probably cats.
No. Here we go. It's a frosted Christmas. It's a hot mess is what it is. But, you know, you can always add more. You can always cover up. But you get the idea. So, you know, it's, if you don't, you know, if you're not somebody like me who can just sit down and paint something really pretty, you know, doing it this way, just having it, just smashing it in, and as Kevin did, moving it around, whatever you like, they can just turn out really super pretty. So how do you finish these? Couple options. You could just leave them as they are. Acrylic, these are all matte finish paints, so they're not going to be shiny. If you want them shiny, you could spray them or coat them with polyacrylic. Another popular choice, especially if you are a diamond painter, some people use this to seal their paints, but Mod Podge, one coat gloss top. So yeah, there's a lot of options out there for coating them and finishing them off. So, all right, anything you want to add?
If you don't want to get rid of the paint at the end, you can always dip your fingers in here and play tag.
And that's when they called the coroner. And it became a true crime Christmas. So oh my gosh, I love you.
You too.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, guys. I hope you found this entertaining. I hope it gives you some ideas. If you do complete this craft, absolutely comment down below. Find us on Facebook or Instagram. Send us messages and send us pictures. We would be happy to post that up on our page. If we have a bunch of people submit them, you know, we can do like a little slideshow and a little album. So much love to everybody. And we'll see you again soon. Bye. And that's a wrap.
Sorry we don't have any snow for you, but we hope you enjoyed the videos anyway.
We hope you all had a very Merry Christmas.
A happy Hanukkah.
And a blessed Kwanzaa. Stay tuned for Crafty-ish Kristen, who should be up next. Happy New Year, everybody.